situation over the 12 years that I've been here entertaining you on television. Welcome to Hot Topics, Sharina Hudson. Getting out of my car with my money. Good morning, Journey. She'll be almost I think she'll be 3 next month, don't you know? Good morning, Kelvin. It's my truth.
So, here's the deal with staking your entire future on someone else's wallet. Sooner or later, that gravy train hits the brakes. And for Sharina Hudson, sis, the terminal has officially shut down. You know how folks say hindsight is crystal clear? Well, Sharina is glancing back now and probably wishing she'd chosen a whole different path, because that high-end lifestyle she thought she was signing on for, that dream evaporated the moment Wendy Williams' career took a hard fall. Let me set the scene for what Kevin, Hunter and Sharina imagine their future would look like.
So I'm not going to take a lot of time because, I'm getting emotional. And I told myself I wasn't going to do this.
They had the whole thing plotted out. Baby, Kevin was securing that divorce payout. We're talking a hefty lump sum plus roughly $250,000 every month in alimony. They were probably already circling which yacht they'd charter for the next vacation season. The vision was easy. Sit back, chill out, and let Wendy's talk show checks roll in until the end of time. Because in their heads, Wendy was never slowing down. She was a machine, right? The reigning queen of daytime TV wasn't about to budge. Except, she absolutely did. Now here's where things get juicy. When Wendy's show was shut down and she stepped away from TV completely, something major kicked in. That divorce settlement Kevin agreed to? It included a clause, a very particular clause, that said if Wendy's contract wasn't renewed or got put on pause, his alimony payments would come to a halt. And just like that, the money stopped coming in. Kevin never saw it hitting this way. Sharina didn't either. They truly thought they'd be coasting on Wendy's empire for the rest of their days. But out of nowhere, Kevin went from those $250,000 monthly deposits to absolutely nothing. Now, Kevin Hunter is not the kind of man who bows out quietly, or in his case, who skips the opportunity to file a stack of lawsuits. Back in 2022, he launched his first legal attempt to get those alimony checks flowing again. The court basically chuckled him right out the door. Case dismissed.
But what I needed at the time, because I was running 100 miles an hour, and I was so much of a strong support structure for her and all the dreams that she wanted to accomplish, I needed somebody for me. And my new offspring, my daughter, who is a beautiful, beautiful spirit. She was not a oops baby. She was not a mistake baby.
But Kevin wasn't finished. Jump ahead to 2024, and this man returns swinging with an even bolder claim. He alleged that Wendy had stashed away $48 million during their divorce proceedings. His suggested fix? Toss the whole divorce out and start from scratch. The judge's answer, a firm no. Rejected once more. Then came the big headline grabber. Kevin filed a $250 million lawsuit against Wells Fargo, Wendy's guardian Sabrina Morrissey, and several others tied to her highly scrutinized guardianship. And this is where things get really tangled. On paper, Kevin framed it as a fight for Wendy's rights, insisting she was being exploited and that her civil liberties were being trampled. And while there's been public chatter about the unusual nature of her guardianship, plenty of people weren't buying the worried ex-husband's story. To most onlookers, it looked exactly how they thought it would. A frantic bid for cash. Kevin has zero legal authority to speak for Wendy. They are divorced. He's not her guardian, not her representative. He has no official role. He's simply a man attempting every legal maneuver imaginable to get his hands on her money again. And that massive lawsuit? Tossed out, just like the rest. But here's the twist. Kevin's actions unintentionally shined a spotlight on something bigger. And this part is wild. In his quest for cash, he drew public attention back to the wider concerns that fans, commentators, and some media outlets had been raising about Wendy's guardianship. Some recent medical evaluations have reportedly highlighted inconsistencies in Wendy's prior diagnosis, questions that have stoked public speculation online. These claims have sparked debates over whether certain decisions in her guardianship were handled properly. Still, none of these allegations have been legally proven, and the complete picture remains murky. Some people online are suggesting there was a deliberate effort to take control of Wendy's finances, blaming the judge, her previous management, medical experts, Wells Fargo, and the court-appointed guardian. Remember, these are just public claims, not confirmed facts. What is clear is that Wendy experienced a time when she couldn't fully access her own money and key decisions were being made for her, which made many feel something about the situation was off. The hopeful part, at least for fans supporting Wendy, is that some think those responsible might finally face consequences. As some admirers dramatically put it, karma is finally catching up to them. Wendy is reportedly pushing back and might finally have the chance to end her guardianship, taking back control over her life and finances. The downside? Don't count on seeing her on TV again anytime soon. That chapter appears to be firmly closed. Meanwhile, let's revisit Sharina Hudson. Remember her? The woman who was enjoying a lavish lifestyle funded by Wendy? Yeah, that fantasy vanished almost overnight. When Kevin's money stopped flowing, the fights began, because let's be honest, Sharina was in it for the lifestyle, the security, and the perks. And suddenly, all of that disappeared. Kevin went from footing the bill for everything to reportedly not even paying child support for their daughter. Rumor has it he told Sharina he'd restart payments once his finances are back on track, which, given how his court cases have gone, could be never. The shift has been drastic, folks. Sharina went from showing off a life of luxury online to vanishing from view. She made her Instagram private, stepped away from all social media, and, according to insiders, moved back in with her mom.
It was not till death do us part.
And it wasn't just an incident. I mean, the relationship that Kevin had with this woman went on for...
No. Kevin was a serial cheater. Kevin had different mistresses depending on, the part of his life. This last one was the one that he had the longest term relationship.
Think about that for a moment. From living in a gorgeous house with Kevin to moving back into her old childhood room, the downgrade is real. But Sharina has recently popped back online, and let me tell you, the transformation is total. The designer bags and vacation posts are gone. Now, she's all about the grind. She earned her real estate license and began selling properties in Florida. She's also marketing homemade gut health products and relaunched a vegan food business that reportedly struggled before. Her online image has completely shifted from "look at my glamorous life" to "check out what I'm offering." This is a woman working to support herself and her daughter without any help from Kevin. And honestly, that part is actually kind of admirable. It's better late than never to start building financial independence. But let's take a moment to look at just how bad Kevin's finances got, because the rundown is wild. Falling behind on HOA payments and facing possible foreclosure, unable to pay insurance for his luxury cars, buried in credit card debt, taking out loans against 2 high-end vehicles through a company called Flex Wealth, and putting the home he shared with Sharina up for sale. They literally ended up without a place to live.
You left your wife. Now, we may not care about her on the show. That's different. But you left your wife. Got you a side piece. Had a baby and was living a whole different life. And evidently Wendy Williams was the real bread maker. Because now you can't live that lifestyle without that check. The grass wasn't greener, huh?
These two went from enjoying hundreds of thousands of dollars every month to ending up without a home. The crash was sudden and harsh. And now, here's the scoop everyone has been anticipating. Kevin and Sharina have reportedly broken up. It hasn't been officially confirmed, neither has spoken publicly about it. But all the signs are pointing in that direction. Sharina's solo rebranding, her move back to her mother's house, and the complete absence of Kevin from her new online presence, it's pretty clear this relationship didn't survive the financial collapse. Apparently, Kevin pulled the same move on Sharina that he pulled on Wendy. He bailed when the situation got messy. The key difference? Wendy had her own empire. Sharina? She put all her eggs in Kevin's basket and came up empty. The internet isn't cutting either of them any slack. Comments are brutal, with people calling it cosmic payback and saying, Sharina got exactly what she deserved for being complicit in destroying Wendy's marriage and then expecting to coast on Wendy's earnings forever. Kevin is being labeled a narcissist who only cared about maintaining his lifestyle. Sharina is being called an opportunist who chose wealth over integrity. And Wendy, after everything she's been through, the exploitation, the guardianship drama, the health battles, she's still standing strong. Meanwhile, the two who tried to cash in on her misfortune are now facing their own struggles. If you believe in karma, this story is basically a textbook example. Did anyone see Kevin and Sharina's breakup happening this fast? Honestly, I don't think anyone predicted their relationship would collapse so quickly. But then again, if your whole relationship is built on someone else's wealth, what were they expecting? Share your thoughts in the comments.